the Department of Housing and Urban Development is making it easier for ex-convicts to find housing. The Fair Housing Act is now making it harder for landlords to turn down potential buyers based on their criminal record. So is this another PC move by the administration that could put your family at risk? Here now to debate it is defense attorney Yodit Tewolde and civil attorney Annie Azadian. Nice to see both of you this morning. This is a prickly subject because on the one hand, for me, I think, great, give somebody a second chance, Annie. Someone deserves a second chance to, maybe they can't get a property, they can't buy a property, they can't get a mortgage, but come on, they should be able to find an apartment.
I agree with you. I agree that ex-cons who have served their time and have been rehabilitated deserve a second chance, but it shouldn't be at the expense of law-abiding citizens. This is another example of a federal agency trying to rewrite the law to accommodate certain political interests. Nowhere in the law does it say that ex-cons are a protected class.
Well, Yodi, she's saying that this is, why is it at the expense of law-abiding citizens? What do you make of that?
Well, it isn't. I mean, I'm sure Annie could agree that we have a mass incarceration issue in this country, and to effectively address that issue, we should be able to give individuals an opportunity to be contributing members of society. They've paid their dues, and we're not saying, these new regulations aren't saying that landlords cannot refuse ex-cons housing. What they're saying is that there should be no blanket refusal. There should be a case-by-case analysis of everyone who is applying for housing. You don't have to give housing to someone who has been convicted of child molestation and you know that you have kids on your property at play on the property on a daily basis. But when you have somebody that's, say, in possession of methamphetamines and was convicted of that drug offense, and that was, say, 20 years ago, I mean, could we really refuse that person housing and an opportunity to reintegrate into society? It's not fair.
Annie, what do you say to that?
I think it becomes a slippery slope argument here. I'm saying that I do agree that, first of all, people who are just arrested and not convicted, they shouldn't be denied just flat out. I agree with that. But the people who are proposing these guidelines aren't people affected by it in their affluent communities behind the gates. Let them go live in the communities where an ex-con is going to be renting right next door to them and see what their stance is then. It's easy to ask everyone else to swallow the pill, and that's just not how our system works. They're putting this, the rationale behind this is that it's having a disproportionate impact on minorities who are disproportionately imprisoned in our prison system. My thing is, I agree with that, but we should tackle that issue separately and at its core. We shouldn't try to slap a Band-Aid on laws that may affect minorities. If we take that rationale into account, then we're going to be going down every law from the municipal to federal level and see if it has any effect on minorities and then try to change that. That's not how our legal system works.
Yodi, I'll give you the final word on this.
Well, Annie, how do you propose that we are able to accept these individuals who've been in prison and paid their time for low-level offenses, have convictions? How are they supposed to be contributing members of society if we don't give them that opportunity?
Now, we'll put that question out.
I think they should be given an opportunity.
We're out of time, unfortunately.
I think they should be, but that's something that HUD needs to work on.
And guys, there's so many more angles on this too. Does the burden of proof fall on the landlord? Insurance? How much do you have to carry for insurance purposes now? Is that going to fall to the landlord?
Of course, it penalizes landlords.
We can continue this debate all day long. Let's put it up on our website this morning. We appreciate you both joining us this morning, and we'd love to hear from our viewers at friends@foxnews.com. Thanks for joining us.